So today, what we will share with you is, gosh, uh, what is the title for today? Oh, is justice. Judge not, lest ye be judged. And what does that mean? And what does justice mean? So let's read a passage from the Bible, the New Testament, Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 through 6. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you and what measure ye measure, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the remote that is in thy brother's eye? Oh, I see. My glasses, sorry. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye? Could be a remote too. But considerest not the beam that is in thy own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast thou mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and lacerate you. So this passage really, really pertains to today about judging, because whatever we do unto others in the finer vibrations, as our vibration starts to accelerate and we become more and more sensitive, whatever we think, whatever we say, whatever we feel, and whatever we do or take action in will come back to us in an instant, will come back to us again and again until we recognize what we're doing, have a realization, then turn it around. In the Tarot deck of cards, there is justice. And justice holds in one hand the scales, and in the other hand, a sword. Scales of justice, sword of justice. And what does all of this mean? The sword of justice is a sword of truth. And as we said, this is the decade of truth. where truth leads with its sword that is tempered with love and protected with the wisdom of the universe, with the cosmic laws. So in court, if we are not focused, in court, if we speak out of turn, if we act out our emotions without any emotional control, what happens? What would the judge do? It depends. He will cast us out of court, or if it's really harmful to others, put us in jail. Same thing in life with our thoughts, with our words, with our actions, with our feelings. Whatever is out of rhythm or not within the laws of the universe, it is jailed within our subconscious mind. It is buried, so it cannot be heard, it cannot be felt. Trauma buried within the cells of our body. And to let them out, it takes us to recognize that they've been hidden in the dungeon for a long time. So the judge says, okay, maybe it's up for probation, or it's time for, to speak your piece. Why should you be let out? And only you can say and feel that I am worthy enough, that I have changed directions, perspective, that, that I am focused now on another path instead of a disruptive path. We are our own judge and jury. We are our own greatest critic, as well as our own most benevolent benefactor. So every moment of the day, if we are judging, critical, we are putting ourselves on trial, literally. We are standing in front of a judge and saying this about ourselves, or this about another person, place, or thing. This is how it should be, supposed to be, ought to be. And because of universal law, everything is balancing. We are given more and more and more situations to say, this is how it ought to be, supposed to be. I knew I was right. And it is very painful. It is very, when we judge, how do we feel? Angry? How do we feel? Self-righteous? There are a lot of emotions that come up when we judge, or when we're critical, or when we complain over and over again. Things start coming up for us to process, coming out of jail from our subconscious mind. And they're all saying, look at me, help me, help me. Just crying to be helped. It's important that we all realize, I know we've mentioned this many times before, that before we are born, we choose our circumstance, our parents, our siblings, everything. And there's an agreement. Everyone plays a certain part. We choose how we're going to look even. Because how big we are, what we deal with, how we look, how we appear to the world is all here to help us to grow. Those who say, oh, I will be so beautiful, so gorgeous and famous and all this. And you will play this role, I will play that, so and so. But those beautiful, gorgeous, talented, gifted, have such a great responsibility. And if they don't recognize what a gift they've given themselves, it's to grow, to learn compassion, to learn patience, to learn understanding, or to be awakened to all of that, to all the virtues. Then there is suffering in their appearances, in their talents. Those who choose to be a certain way, it's all to learn to appreciate who we are and to realize that we're more than what appears to be. And yes, some of it is karmic. But now that we're balancing karma, we can choose to be and look however we want. Plastic surgeons, we can work with the pituitary gland and grow a couple inches, or we all have that power. We can enlarge our boobs or even make them smaller, or we can get get liposuction, get what? But that's another lesson. Does that make a person happy? Does that make a person feel worthy? So what is the answer? One of the side benefits is that, yes, we're realizing You know, there are greater possibilities now, and with artificial intelligence, there are much greater possibilities. With artificial intelligence, they're saying we can have the perfect body, perfect mind, perfect this, perfect that. But because we are human, whenever we seek perfection, that means we're always seeing imperfection in this world of duality. So we need to, as human beings, know the truth. And the truth is hitting us right between the eyes, as they say. The truth is that we are God. We are children of God. We are everything. The truth awakens us and will see us through these changes. But it must be tempered with love. The truth can be cold. But love, as we know, is God, is the greatest of all. It embraces all and leaves nothing out of its heart. Love knows that we are worthy, that we are deserving, that we are worthy of peace, that we are worthy of this, of everything that we've dreamed of. If you are in a job that you hate, you are worthy of it because it is awakening you to certain things. It is a metaphor for life itself and what you can do for humanity through that job. I'm not saying to quit that job, but before you leave it, look and really see how it serves yourself as well as humanity. See how it is awakening you to the truth. If you judge too much, maybe you're a lawyer or a judge. Critical, too much in the mind, you're doing something very analytical and you might not enjoy it. If you're working with numbers, numbers are symbols and will teach you how to use the dollar sign to increase your prosperity. I mean, see what it is in your job that's awakening you to the truth within you, that you are worthy of it. That you are deserving in a positive way. And with love, you will see the divinity in all things. Even in your greatest enemy, the divinity in your job, the divinity in your family, all that surrounds you in nature. And you will feel such great respect for all that touches you and you touch. Such honor. And we're all shielded by wisdom. Today we connected to our golden light bodies. For wisdom guides us to right action. We don't have to ask our parents, what, or anyone, or anything, what direction to take. Just connect with our spirit of wisdom, with our I am presence. And you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt as to what direction to take, what action to take. So every day, we're anchoring something within ourselves. So let it be light. Because when we see the light, and when there is love, truth, and wisdom within us, we become the witness. There is no judge, no jury, because we are all of thatness. We are realizing that whatever we judge, we're judging ourselves. Whatever we do unto others, we're doing unto ourselves. And before we close, we want to explain how we know we are judging or being judgmental, is how we respond. How do we generally respond? We respond from our heart with love and understanding. Or do we take a side? Oh, that is terrible. Oh, we shouldn't. And yet, those who take a side, and that might be you too, that might be your path. So it's important that we don't judge those who judge. Because those who judge and take a stand and take a side, that is their path. But as we vibrate faster and faster, there is no side to take, for there are no sides. There is only one. And just like what we shared before about Mother Teresa, when they asked her to join their anti-war rally, she said, no. However, if there's a peace rally, that I will join. There is great wisdom all around us and within you. So if there's any question, if we're judging too much, or if we're, living in the third dimension, yes, there is judging, there is making conclusions, there's assumptions. There is that for survival, for our ego, for certain senses. But as we grow and expand multidimensionally, we will be less and less affected by this outer world and chaos. So God bless you, and please prepare for deep level meditation.